makes them look like a dressage horse. Western dressage. There you go. Try that. Try that. Really push. Really push your heel down and get that. You got your right back. Good, Denise. Good, good. Push him up there. I like how he's got real relaxed. Take that left rein a little bit. Push him up there. Really get a little bit more bend. And again, like we started last time, try and make that circle really small. Push him up as small as you can make it. Good, good. Good, and then put some energy in and push him up again, Denise. Trot him forward, trot him forward. He's real quiet today. Doesn't have a lot of go forward, which is nice. And then again, sometimes you just like a little bit of go forward and then they don't have it. Yeah, really get that left leg out there. Good, now right there, you see how he chucked himself loose and kind of fell apart on you? That's where I pick him up and I push him back into that small circle. Making sure that his nose is following the direction you want to go. I don't like to see him tip to the outside like that. There you go. That's better. Good. Ask him to come back into that circle now. So it seemed to help a little bit that you pushed that foot forward, kind of got it out in front there a little bit, and helped you kind of brace yourself in, because he turns around real, like you say, real low down here. No, you didn't seem to the last time you turned around. Whatever you did last week, you got him figured out. Good. Good. Sit deep. Now, what I would do with him, he turns around real nice, right? We won't spin too much, or everybody be green. What I do with him is, what's his name? Charlie. Okay. What I do with Charlie is I pick him up when you're turning around like that. I take my outside rein, and I'd actually take him and side pass him out of the turn, and really get my left leg up into his rib cage and make sure that it's committed. Okay? Because he kind of gets in, and then the reason he's lifting and coming out is because he's bowing here, and he's having to lift himself to get around the turn. So what I need to make sure of is that when he goes into that, he's committing with his whole body and not just kind of his head and neck. Okay? And he turns around really good, but if you get him coming through a little bit better with his whole body, he's going to turn around and like, you wouldn't believe it, and you're going to fall off. Yeah. So try me one more time, and when he gets stuck, just early on in that spin, don't check on him too much in his turnarounds, because like I said, I don't like to touch him in the turnaround. If I got to fix something, I'm going to take him out, fix him, bring him back, okay? And so what I want you to do, it's kind of up here, and he gets kind of hollow on you. He's getting hollow in his back because he's bowing his rib cage out here. So the whole thing kind of does one of these kind of swoop, down through, and the shape changes. I want him to lift up and stay square and come through all the way straight. So you turn around to the right, he bows out like this, he gets too bent, drops his rib cage. I want you to pick up that left rein and left leg and just continue in the same direction, but just push him out on a little bigger circle, get him to cross over and really lift his rib cage and get it back into that turnaround. And then in the same motion, relax it, open your hand up and ask him to go back into that turn. And don't quit the forward motion ever. Okay? So draw him out, get him into that spin. Real nice and quiet when you just pick up on your hand, pick up on that left rein to correct him. Good, so he got up real high there. Again, he's bowing that rib cage out. Take your left hand, yep, push him across, left leg, left leg, you might have to take a little bit more. Yeah, do you see how little effort he really wants? And I want you to push his shoulder around to me. So take that left rein and push that shoulder. Yeah, so take him again, left rein. Tip his nose to the left. There you go. Really push that rib cage. Good, keep going. Try not to run me over. Push him over in. Now look where you want to go. Not look at his head, but look where you want to push him. Good, good. And again, take that left rein. And you can see this, guys. You see what happens here with these horses is that they'll blow out on you, and that's where they go hollow, right? So he turns around pretty flat, right? Carter does. But he'll even at the same time kind of get stuck on you a little bit every once in a while. And you'll find it, and with him, he throws himself out and loses his roundness when he blows out, right? And you had that here, he kind of chucked his face out left on you. And what you're doing is you're reminding them that when that outside rein comes on to turn around, it means the whole body has to go through that spin, okay? The whole body has to turn around. There. Did you see where he was for the first? Yeah, did you see how you can come off like an eighth of an extra turn with no trouble at all? As soon as you start really focusing on hitting square, it's amazing how bad we are at the shutoffs. Like, it's the same thing for me at home. Like, I really make a point of doing it every day now. But there was a time when I didn't. I mean, at one point it had to dawn on me that, hey, this is a good idea. I saw somebody do it. Actually, I saw Dwayne Latimer. I was watching Dwayne Latimer ride, and it really dawned on me that he always, in the warm-up pen, he always shut off facing the end or facing the side. And I thought, that's really smart. But you notice how, as soon as it clicks in your head, you realize how often you don't hit that marker. And so you just focus on it. Did you notice this last time how he turned around a lot flatter without us having to go like this, rip on his face? The thing is, these horses are like suspension bridges, and they've got supports. The back and the front legs are kind of your two main supports on your suspension bridge, and their backbone runs all the way through, right? So if we're having an issue here with part of it sticking up like this, it just means part of it's down. And physically, if we take the middle of that horse and lift it up, the other end's going to come down. There's just no two way. You can't lift that horse's back and get him really round under your saddle and have him still go high-headed and hollow. It's not going to work. Okay? And so what I had you do there was pick up and isolate the problem area and really get your leg in there, and it made you focus on getting your leg in and then lifting his rib cage, really picking him up and pushing that rib cage up in the direction he needed to go. So when you let him turn around again, now he was up and his head naturally came down and turned around a lot better balance. And so the same thing with him, because he's got a lot of neck. He's got an awful lot of neck out there. And so he'll probably use that to your disadvantage a lot of times, and he'll use it to balance himself. And you saw there how he got out in front. He kind of, hung his head out there, and then he gets too far forward. So you'll find with him, you will need to take him back quite a bit. Really keep him drawn back so he doesn't get out here, turning around with his nose sticking straight out someplace here, right? And the same thing will go there if you really lift him in the rib cage and get him softened so that he moves laterally off your leg. When you open him up and let him turn around, he's going to be real happy to just go around because you've lifted him up there, and so the rest of him will just kind of curl. And horses with a lot of neck are a ton of fun because they're really talented, and you get that neck going around, and they'll reach and look where you want them to go, and it's just a ton of fun. It's just really cool. So I want you to do the same thing. I want you to just, because he's broke, I want you to just turn him on, turn around a little bit. When he gets out there and gets kind of strung out and long on you, I want you to bring him back. You're going to bring him back a little straighter than we did with Charlie. Bring him back straight and side pass him straight across. Okay? In the direction that you've been spinning. Yeah, exactly. And I want you to focus more on just keeping him straight. Okay? So not as much like isolating the rein, but I want you to take him back, and we're going to bunch him back up this way. Straight, straight, straight. and we're just going to sit up and we're going to side pass him straight across, and then we'll open up and let him turn around again. If he gets out here, we're just going to take him straight back, side pass him across, open him up and let him turn around again. Okay? And you'll see that he'll get it really quickly, and you realize that, you know, he's best off staying in that frame because you'll let him turn around. You'll let him just spin in that frame, and if he gets out of that frame, you're going to pick him up.